As I paced around my room this afternoon, practicing my speech, I got a glimpse of myself in the mirror. I found myself staring at my blue gown and cap, and I had two sudden realizations. First, I thought, wow, these gowns really are not flattering. But then the reality hit me. Today is the day of my graduation. I thought, how did the girl who just yesterday walked out of Lakefield Elementary School get to this moment? Fellow graduates, parents, families, teachers, friends, I am honored to be standing in front of you this evening to present my final high school assignment, my valedictorian speech. I'm ecstatic to experience this accomplishment with Kennebecase's Valley High School's graduating class of 2018. In this moment, I encourage us all to look back into our memories of elementary school. Think back to when we would play hopscotch and jump rope in the playground, only to dream of growing up. Today, I am proud to say I'm still waiting for the day where I stop being a kid, although I'm not sure if that day will ever come. Because fellow graduates, the truth is, although we all stand here today, walking across the stage to receive our diplomas, we are all still the fun-loving, playful kids we were 10 years ago, and I hope we all continue to cherish this quality in ourselves. Fellow graduates, despite that we are all so different from one another, we all share one common bond. 4 years ago, we walked into the doors of KVHS as high school freshmen. We paraded into the school all dolled up for our first day, a day we've been dreaming of for years. In clumps, we pranced into the doors with our brand new haircuts, our fanciest outfits, and one giant ego, until we entered the school and realized, wow, everyone is a lot taller than us, and nobody even noticed us when we walked in. Back then, our toughest decision was whether or not to take advanced math, and art with Mr. DeLong was without a doubt the toughest class. Today, as our years of high school come to an end, I can assure you KVHS has taught me various concepts outside the classroom. KV has made me question just how in shape I really was after hiking from the dungeon all the way to the business wing, and of course, to never be a bystander. Recently, KV has taught us that should you ever get bored of our traditional Canadian anthem, there are thousands of versions that we can listen to. I am proud to say I have heard a punk rock version of our Canadian anthem. Finally, thanks to KV, I will always know an adjective that goes with every day of the week, whether it be a wacky Wednesday or a freaky Friday. As graduates, we can agree that overall, KV did make us smile while listening to the announcements, even if we were shaking our heads at the same time. When I first sat down to write this speech, I must admit I succumbed to become the traditional millennial everyone describes and picked up my phone to begin searching up valedictorian speeches for motivation. However, once the writing began, I realized that those traditional spread your wings or you can do whatever you dream quotes weren't quite my style. I thought to myself, perhaps a better motivation would be the following. I hope we can all look forward to the day where we can pay off our student loans and our years as a broke university or college student will be complete. Nonetheless, I decided that may not be the most ideal to start my speech. In reality, we have grown up often being told by our parents we can achieve whatever we wish in life. But what I've realized over the past few years, and what I'm sure many of us have realized, is that our parents may have been stretching the truth. In other words, achieving our dreams is difficult, but it is possible. Regarding millennials, older generations will always say that we believe opportunities will fall at our feet. However, I think otherwise. Because in each of my fellow grads, I see potential. Because I have seen many of you throw passion into activities you truly enjoy, which will drive you through life with success. Therefore, as this new generation heads into the future, here's the secret I've discovered. With hard work comes success. Without the help of certain individuals, our support systems, we would not be where we stand today. I would like to take this time, and I encourage my fellow graduates to do the same, to thank our parents. To all of our families, thank you for telling us we are amazing, even after tough losses. Thank you for listening to us complain about all of our schoolwork. And thank you especially for trying to help us out with our math homework, even though you didn't really understand it. Every parent who sits in this room has experienced our childhood fly by. Our parents were there for the tough early mornings in elementary school, through to our late nights studying in high school. And they will continue to be there as we grow into adults, incredibly proud of our successes. Overall, as teenagers, we all forget to thank our parents enough, but without our biggest fans by our sides, we would not be where we are today. I could not continue my speech without addressing a specific group of people who sit in this room, our teachers. I can recall the first time a teacher, back in my grade 6 year at Quispamsis Middle School, who would always worry about the pressure I put on myself. This teacher has been able to change my perspective on endless aspects of life without even knowing it. This specific teacher could be described in so many ways. She was real, she was passionate, and she cared endlessly about her students. However, when I arrived at KVHS, I underwent a sudden realization. The adjectives listed above describe many of the teachers I've had the pleasure of learning from over the past 4 years. You all do something truly incredible in our community. To all of our teachers, from kindergarten through to grade 12, thank you for handling all of our crazy personalities. I'm certain that some days, being a neurosurgeon may be easier than being a teacher. Looking around at all the familiar faces surrounding me allows me to reflect on times of my childhood, all the way back to preschool. Therefore, I spent this week trying to get the voices of my fellow grads into my presentation. I went about this task by asking people, is there anything you'd like to hear in my speech? The responses I've received were all very interesting. Responses surrounded memories from our grade 12 years, such as how we will likely go down in KVHS history as the graduating class with the worst parking jobs. However, there were a few responses which I had never thought to include in my speech. In one response, a person said to me, "I think it is important that we thank our friends." Following this encounter, I was deeply moved because there is a definite truth in this individual's response. Oftentimes, students offer endless thanks to teachers and family, but forget, in addition, to thank our friends, who often play a life-changing role in our upbringing. Therefore, I offer to my fellow graduates to look around the room and imagine all of the incredible memories we have made with our friends who followed us through our years of high school. Over the past weeks, I know my friends and I have spent hours reflecting on our memories together, and I encourage you all to do the same. For many of us, we will head away next year to meet several new people, but our friends back home will always bring us back to our childhood. These past few weeks have been a time of nostalgia, of reflection, of laughs, and of course, to remember. I know I have seen many tears due to our years of high school coming to an end, but I hope we all sit here tonight knowing that truthfully, this is just the beginning. Yesterday, it seemed as if we walked into our first day of grade 9, yet we blinked, and now we stand seconds away from walking across this stage to receive our diplomas. We will never forget our years at KB. Now, graduates, it is up to us how we choose to move forward with these experiences. Throughout life, I have carried a specific saying with me, and I encourage you all to do the same. This saying has been shared to me through every tough test, every big performance, and every exhausting day. This quote was even told to me just minutes before I presented my speech. To my fellow graduates, no matter where your path may take you, always remember to try your best and forget the rest. Thank you.